Hi. So this is just a quick video to do my November TBR. I'm not going to do my Wheel of TBR because I'm purely just doing the two Readathons and I want to have a specific kind for that. Anyway, so let's just get into this, shall we? Okay, for my first Believathon spin, it landed on number 11, which is read a book that was released before the year of 2021. And for that one, I have chosen the audiobook of The Day I Fell into a Fairy Tale, which I will put on the screen here, I think. It'll be on the screen somewhere. And I'm not really 100% sure what half of these books are about, I can't remember. But I will put information to the books below if you want to know more about them. And yeah, next spin. Okay, and my next spin was number 13, which got me the prompt of read an own voices book. Now, I did have to look up some own voices middle grades, so I did cheat a little bit, but I will again be listening to the audiobook of The Jumbies, which I'll put a picture of on the screen somewhere. Again, I don't really know what the audio books themselves are about, so I will again link what this is about below. But I think it's an own voices and a scary book at the same time. But yeah, so all the information for this will be below. And my next prompt took me to prompt number 4, which is a book that has illustrations. And for that, I will be reading The Adventures of Robin Hood by Roger Lancelin Green. Yep, and this has some lovely illustrations throughout the book. The best way to describe Robin Hood, because there's no description on the back, is he's a thief that steals from the rich and gives to the needy. And I can't really tell you what else this is about because this book doesn't tell me anything, and I haven't really read the book yet. But based on my knowledge of the story, that seems like an accurate description. Okay, and my next prompt was 21, which is read a scary book. Again, this will be an audiobook because I don't own any scary middle grades, and I will be listening to The Forest of Stars by an author I can't remember, but it'll be on the screen. Again, I can't really go into what this is about because I don't have my script in front of me, but I'm pretty sure it's a sort of dark fantasy middle grade story. But yeah. Anyway, that's what I'll be reading for this prompt, and all the information for the audiobooks will be down below. And my next roll got me 22, which is Read a TBR Veteran, which is a middle grade that has been on my shelf for a long time. And for so long, I have been reading a series of unfortunate events, and because I can't remember where I was up to before, I have been restarting, and I'm currently up to number 3, The Wild Window. This one is about the 3 orphans are sent to live with their Aunt Josephine, who is terrified of everything, complete grammar Nazi, and it's all around like water, and she lives in a hut by the sea, and this is about what happens when they go to live with her. And I think that's the best way to describe it, because these books are kind of odd. But anyway, yeah, this is what I'll be reading for that prompt. And my next spin got me to number 6, which is Read a Book Set in a Faraway Place. And I went with a book that I literally just bought a couple of days ago called The Boy Who Stepped Through Time. This is a middle grade historical fiction about a boy who is holidaying in France and accidentally gets sent back to 1700 years in the past. And this is the story of him. I'm quite sure, I think it's about, based on what I can read here, it's about he makes a new friend and has to choose between finding his way back to his own time or staying in the past and guarding his friend, which is very interesting, and I can't wait to read this book. Okay, and the next spin I got was 15, which is Read a Gavin recommendation. And for that, I will again audiobook The Girl Who Drank the Moon, which I will put on the screen. Gav has recommended this book so many times, and I'm going to finally love having the chance to read it. I will link to Gavin below because he can explain the book way better than I can. But anyway, yeah, so that's what I'm going to read. Okay, and that next prompt took me to number 9, which is Read a Book Set Around Water. And for that, I'm going to read Piratesia, I think it's called. A daring tale of a single girl's adventures upon the high sea. So it's mainly about a 16-year-old girl who wants to be a pirate, and I think this is her adventure about getting. This book doesn't really say much on the back, and it doesn't really give much away, but I will give you more information once I've read it. Okay, and that spin led me to 23, which is Read a Book with a winter setting. So, like, set out in winter and stuff like that. And for that, I'm going to read again on Gav's recommendation from the first Frost Heart book by Jamie Littler. I have heard Gav talk about the book so many times, and again, I will check out Gav's channel for a proper description of this book because I will mess it up. It's about a guy that discovers he has ice powers and has to go on a sleigh called the Frost Heart. But I'm so excited to read this based on Gav's recommendation. And again, I probably completely butchered that explanation, so I will again point you to Gav's channel. And my final Believathon spin took me to prompt number 2, which is read a book with a map in it. So I'm going to read Neil Patrick Harris's The Magical Misfits, which has a beautiful map right here. This book is about a group of kid magicians and their adventures escaping some crooked carnies. I'm not quite sure what this book is about. It's hard to describe a series when you haven't started it yet, but again, proper information to all of these books will be linked down below, and I will give a proper description once I've read the book. Okay, so that was my Believathon TBR, but the other readathon I'm taking part in this month is Pokemonathon, which is being read by the Bookaholic YouTube, and I will link that below because there's a lot of information and she'll explain it better than I can, and I'll probably forget something. And the prompts for these ones I've managed to combine with the prompts that I just did for Believathon. The first prompt is Grass, which is a light book of flowers or nature on the cover. And for that, I will be doing Robin Hood. There's leaves all over this cover. And the next one that I'm doing for this one is a debut book, which is the Fighting Pokemon. And for that, I will do The Magical Misfits, because this is Neil Patrick Harris's debut book. The next one I will be filling is the Water Pokemon, which is Just Keep Swimming prompt, which is continue or finish series. I will finally be buckling down and reading Mockingjay, or rather audiobooking it, which also fills the electric prompt of ebook or audiobook. I will finish the audiobook of Mockingjay, finally finish the series if it kills me. And the next one is the Ice prompt, which is a cold-hearted character or slip to your mind. And for that, I will be reading The Wide Window, because Count Olaf is 100% a cold-hearted character. And so the last one I will be fulfilling is Author You Love or Steal Your Heart, which is a 5-star prediction. And for that, I will be reading a book that hasn't turned up in the mail yet, but will, and that's Ella Enchanted. I have heard some good things about that book, and I can't wait to read it. And I am on Team Polyp, which is the water team, and they have some specific team prompts to fulfill, and one of them is color on the title. So for water team, it's blue. Word in the title, which is anything connected to water. Water, deep, lake, or sea. For that, I will be reading Frost Heart, because blue cover, and Frost is, well, it's basically frozen water, isn't it? So I'm going to count that one as the prompt for that. And the final one is the setting, which for my team is in the sea or near water. Piratesia. Pirates, 100% around water. Or the wide window would also work for that one. And the final prompt is animal prompt, which is read a book with an animal surrounding an animal. Wait, where is it? Read a book with animal companions about animals or surrounding animals, and for that I will either count Mockingjay because it has a Mockingjay on the cover, and it's also surrounded a Mockingjay pin and Mockingjays, which I think should count. Or I will be reading Nevermore: The Tales of Morrigan Crow, which has a cat on the cover. Anyway, this has been my November TBR. I will link to all of these readathons below and the main booktubers that I mentioned. And I'll also give more information about these books below. Bye, and I'll see you next time.